I'm not sure if I mentioned before or not the way that my specific class is set up this school year. I have physical students in the room in the morning session, the first 3 hours of the day, and then I have online digital remote learning students in the afternoon for the last 3 hours of the day. Which means there is a huge amount of technology involved in teaching the online class, especially when you're talking about fifth graders, middle schoolers. You got to submit all material in a lot of different formats, I should say, and be able to make that easy to find and use for these fifth grade students that have never learned in this type of platform before. Fortunately, I would consider myself fairly well versed in the world of educational technology. Okay? Not all sorts of technology, but educational technology definitely. And the fact that Google has a suite of products that makes this easier only increases my ability to do so. The same cannot be said for all teachers, period. Not just in my building, not just in my district, but period. All teachers, all people. Not everyone feels comfortable using technology, and a lot of people say that it's difficult to learn. My brain works in such a way, and I'm sure this is true of other people, but my brain works in such a way that when I have the opportunity to just sit and explore and use something from both sides, both the producer and the consumer side, then that allows me to, that allows me to understand it better and more fully. Which side of the road you're on there, bud? There we go. All right. Good job. I can understand it more fully and be able to then convey that information to the person on the other side. At church this summer, we were doing online services. And I had never done online video production beyond just recording on my phone and putting it on YouTube. But we're talking about editing, we're talking about compiling, we're talking about producing, and then getting it out there for the world to see. And this was all brand new to me this summer, but by playing with it, by trying, by realizing, by putting out there to the consumers that this was a trial, this was something that I had never done before, it gave me a grace period to learn and then produce. What I'm getting at is, in my mind, technology is easy to use if you try. If you just write it off as saying, I've never done this before, I have no interest in learning it, therefore it's hard. Well, no, it's hard because you don't have the interest in learning it. And not everybody will, but if you are a person that is going to want to make use of technology, to actively be involved in using technology, whether it's applications on your phone or email or Google or whatever it may be, simplest to most difficult. If you're making the choice to be involved, then you need to try to learn it and commit it to memory and make it more efficient for your daily use. Teachers don't really have a choice, especially right now, because we have to make things available. We have to learn these new technologies that we've never done before, and we're expected to be experts in them so that we can troubleshoot when our students have issues. So you have to play with it. You have to be willing to play with it, to mess up, to try, and then remember what you did. To me personally, it's plug and play. You plug something in here, it doesn't work. So plug it in somewhere else. It doesn't work. Plug it in somewhere else. Trial and error. Technology is trial and error. And until you've explored both sides, both the user and the producer, it's hard to understand. And I get that. But the other side is, if you try, it is easier. It becomes easier through trial and error. As I think is probably the case with most things. Talk to you tomorrow.